was trapped, torn, down on my luck again. Nowhere to run, no place to turn, no one to call my friend. Then I looked in the mirror, saw a different face, so beautiful today. I took back my power, it was mine to embrace, when I heard my mama say, hey, hey, where there's a woman, there's a way. Hey, 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 I still can hear my mama say, where there's a woman, there's a way. Where I was weak, now I am strong, with a heart that never failed. Life's tested my will for so long, since the woman that I made. Woman to woman, we must pass it down. This is a song to celebrate. Mothers and daughters, we gotta sing it out loud. Got to raise our voices and say, hey, hey, where there's a woman, there's a way. Hey, 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 I still can hear my mama say, 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 front door. We used to kick back, drop the needle, and wait for the sign. Yeah, and bell-bottom shoulder pads may be coming back around. Ooh, but baby, you and me are always gonna be the talk of the town. Around for centuries, we're never ever going out of style. Fine wine and vinyl. You make me feel like a natural woman. As long as I'm your brown-eyed girl, yeah, you'll be my sugar pie, honey bunch. Ooh, baby, you and me are always gonna be the talk of the town. Around for centuries, we're never ever going out of style. That fine wine and vinyl. Like the melody after 50 years, we still sing, oh baby, just like a diamond ring. We're never ever going out of style. That fine wine and vinyl. Fine wine and vinyl. Never ever going out of style. Put down the needle, pour me a glass. We might kill the bottle, but our love's gonna last. Baby, you and me are always gonna be the talk of the town. Around for centuries, we're never ever going out of style. That fine wine and vinyl. Ooh, like the melody after 50 years, we still sing, oh baby, just like a diamond ring. We're never ever going out of style. That fine wine and vinyl. Never going out of style. Baby, we still sing. Oh, yes, we do. We're like fine wine and vinyl, never going out of style. We're the talk of the town. Around for centuries, never ever going out of style. Fine wine and vinyl.
Abair's Say It With Love. It's a world premiere watch party of Mindy's brand new video for Say It With Love. My name is Pat Prescott. I'm delighted to be here to host this evening of love. It is Valentine's Eve. Love is in the air. And for those of you who are watching us today, I know I don't have to tell you who Mindi Abair is. Probably part of the reason you're here is because you already know that. But she is one of the finest saxophone players in the business today. And she is somebody who really blurs the lines between jazz and rock and R&B and pop and the blues as well. She's got a lot of that in there too. But she says it all with love. And this is kind of who Mindi is and what she's about. She's that person that's not only talented and beautiful, but warm and friendly, and someone with an amazing love story of her own, which makes it so appropriate that we're here the day before the most romantic day of the year. Welcome, Mindi.
Thank you. I'm so excited just to be here with you and welcome you guys. Thank you for coming to our watch party. This is such a special song for me, and it just means the world for you guys to join us, for you to be here and just share in kind of the launching of this beautiful song.
Well, let's talk a little bit about why you created this song in the first place.
You know what? I mean, artists write love songs all the time. I've written a bunch of love songs over the years. I'd say 9 out of 10 of them are for the one you love. It's for my husband, or it's falling in love or sinking into love. This particular song I wrote with Chris Weaver in Nashville, and we got together and I really talked to him about, I want to write something that's more universal. I'm just feeling that point in history that we need to love each other, and we need to speak to each other with love. There's so much distrust, and there's so much just, not knowing where someone's coming from, or thinking they're so different. What would I have to do with them? Boy, if we started every conversation from a place of respect and love and went from there to understand each other, I just think the world would be a much better place. And that's where this song came from.
Yeah, and I think that is a brilliant point, especially in the times that we're living in today. It's not always about the love of one partner for another. There are a lot of different forms of love, and I think we see a lot of that in the video, which is one of the things which really makes it special. And I think that you are the perfect person to even talk about this, because as I alluded to earlier, you got one of the coolest love stories ever. And I know Valentine's Day has got to be real special for you, right? Every day is Valentine's Day with you guys, isn't it?
I got so lucky. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And yeah, Valentine's week is good for us. You know what? I got to find a partner in crime that is awesome. He brings me wine. He always brings me wine.
Mm-hmm.
So, to have someone in my life that loves me, that I love him, that we can be there for each other is such a huge thing. And to have someone who understands the need for love in the rest of the world, to be in love helps you love other people.
Exactly.
So to be in something comfortable that you can kind of sink into yourself and to your partner, it allows you to see everything around you even more, even more clearly. And that's a beautiful thing, to be able to write a love song for someone else other than my husband, Eric, and have it be all right,
And, when you love someone too, and you merge your lives together like that, it's a very special thing, because you get not only that person, but everybody that's involved in their life. You really are merging not just two families, but two entities, because our love extends to our friends and, all of the musicians that work with you, all of that as well. So when you blend those two things together, then you get a lot of extra love, like you did, getting to be a bonus mom.
I got to be a bonus mom. I got 2 daughters in the process, and I'm just so proud of them. I'm so, again, lucky is a great word, because, I didn't birth them, but they're mine, and I never thought I would be able to, quote, have it all. They say, well, you can have it all, but you can't have it all at the same time. You know what? I was out building my career and just thinking that was just going to be my life, and my band was my family. But to meet Eric and to marry into my wine guy, who's super, he's just a super lovey person, and he's funny. And, obviously I got older, wiser, married a wine guy. It's crazy, right?
Well, he's perfect for you. And I think that, the way that you guys met is something that a lot of people who are looking need to take to heart. I mean, Mindi and Eric met through Dave Koz, who knew both of them. You got somebody that knows you, that really knows you, and then knows somebody else, and they can see where the fit will work. I think that's one of the coolest ways to meet people in these days and times.
Well, I think you have to trust your friends. You have your friends for a reason, and you and I were talking earlier, and we were, talking, kind of joking around. I was saying I surround myself with good looking people and, amazing people. But you know what? I have some of the best friends, including you, that are just, so full of love and so full of joy. And I think it is the people that surround you that create your world. You are definitely inspired by the people around you, and you have to take their word for things. Dave Koz has been a friend for more years than he's not been of my life. I've known him for so many years. And for him to come to me and say, I've got someone that I think you should meet. And he's an everyday man. Like, he'll have a beer and, you know, go out with the guys and be cool. But then he's run champagne houses like Perry Jouet and Mum Napa. And he's kind of got it all. I think you would really, you know, be amazed. And he mentioned his 2 daughters, that he was an incredible dad. And I found that to be an incredible thing. If someone's a good dad, that means he doesn't put himself first. That means he doesn't, you know, just worry about himself and, oh, forget the daughters, they'll be fine. No, he raised them. And then I came along and raised them with him, which, you know, that's just ultimate love. So I got super, you know, lucky. And I'm going to soak it in.
So did he, but
it's almost Valentine's Day. Like, I'm soaking it in.
Hey, being a good dad is the new sexy. Let us just.
It is. I'm going to say it is the new sexy.
Well, let's take a look at this video, because it is just special. It is super sweet, and it is perfect for Valentine's Day Eve. We're going to check it out now. Say It With Love. It's a world premiere.
You can say it in the sunshine, say it in the moonlight, sing it on Sunday. You can sing it in the rain, even in the mirror, yeah, even in a crowd. You can do it later, but why not now? Say it with love, love,
It's a world premiere of Say It With Love. So absolutely beautiful. Congratulations, Mindy.
Congrats to everyone. That was so fun.
It is so awesome. I remember hearing you do that on the Dave Koz cruise, and what a moment it was, because it's such a simple, sweet little song, so easy to remember and so easy to sing along with. And that's kind of what everybody did, and it was a special moment. But this video takes it to a whole nother level.
Well, I just remember doing it on the cruise, it was new and you kind of sing songs and see how people feel it. And, when you create something in a vacuum or in the studio recording it and, you're coming out with it, you don't know how people are going to feel about it. And it's one thing being on a record, but it's another thing to be face to face with an audience and to see everyone just sing along with me and not sing along, kind of under their breath, but to just, it was like they were in church and it was like they were hugging each other. And it was just this beautiful, joyous, kind of outpouring of love. And you hope people walk away with, a different sense after that. I think that's our charge as artists and songwriters to, maybe bring people a different place.
Exactly. And you've done that successfully with this song, and the video, I think, just takes it to the next level because it adds even more context to what you're talking about. It's a beautiful project.
Thank you. Well, okay, so the song, creating it is one thing, but to create that visual depiction of it is a whole nother thing. And boy, I have to introduce our director. We're going to bring him in here, David Fischette from Go West Creative. He's the head of Go West. David! Woo!
Hello. Hello,
David had this vision. It was just amazing. And to work with him on this, we've been friends for a long time. But to work with David on this and he came to me with this vision and it was so beautiful. And the reason, David, you wanted to work on it and your team to work on it was just so, inspiring. So this was a beautiful team effort.
Thank you.
I'll leave it to you, David, to talk about what your initial inspiration was.
Well, here at Go West, we do a lot of work for big corporations and do projects all around the world. And it sure is nice to kind of go, I want to do something that feeds my heart, feeds my soul, feeds the team's heart and soul, and just something that, lives on beyond, maybe a corporate meeting. So when I heard this song and I thought about everything that's been going on in our world in the last few years, right? And it's like, man, if we could just learn to listen to each other and speak in love, right? Just because somebody has a differing point of view doesn't mean that they're bad or they're wrong or they're evil or they're your enemy. It just means it's different. So why can't we just have a dialogue? And thought, how could we depict that, in the way we talk to other people, but also in the way we talk to ourselves. And I think the one scene with the girl at the mirror, right? And she's looking in the mirror, and projected on the wall is all this stuff that social media says, that life should be, and what people should be like. And just you just see that she was looking in that mirror. And she had so much love for herself. I thought, that's what the song was all about.
Yeah, and that's actually where everything begins, that love for yourself, which so many of us have a hard time finding, and a lot of us, I don't think, even realize that this is what we need to look for most. And you said something that I thought was interesting, David, kind of piggybacked on what Mindy was talking about before, about creating art that actually matters to people in their lives, that carries messages that have meaning and that can find wider implications in the way that we live our lives, because these are some tough times we have. And you were talking, David, about being able to just, communicate with each other and to connect with each other. And a lot of it has to do with leaning in and listening. And I do think that projects like this can make a difference. How much does it mean to the two of you as artists to be able to create something that does move the needle in a positive direction?
I mean, it's a huge thing for me. I write songs about things I care about, and about things that move me, and that I want to impart to people, that I want to talk about, that I think are important. So for me to think that someone may walk away from tonight, from watching this video, from singing this song with me at a show, and think, you know what? I need to talk to my grandmother differently. Or, you know, I need to look at my neighbor differently, and maybe go at this from a different perspective, and start with a respect, or start with love in my heart, instead of, or, you know, whatever it is. And I think that moves me. This is very special because of that.
Yeah, I would agree. And it just being able to use our talents to communicate something, to make others feel something, right? So we collectively feel whatever that is, happiness, joy, sadness, empathy. That to me is the greatest accomplishment. So it's just, you know, over almost 4 decades in this industry, I look back at some of the, you know, big things that I've done, but it's always been, right, the really small, intimate things that really move the needle to an audience and made them cry, made them laugh, whatever. Those are the moments that stand out the most in my life.
Yeah. And they give you a chance to reconnect with the reasons why you started doing this in the first place. Right. You know, to deliver a message and to make a difference. If you're watching us today, we would love to hear from you as well. And we're going to take you can, you know, post us your questions or your comments. We'd like to hear what you think as well about this beautiful video, which I think is just adorably moving. We need this. We need love in the world right now. With Valentine's Day coming up, I think one of the really cool things you did here, David, was to show the different kinds of love. You know, so many people feel alienated at this time of year because they're not in a romantic relationship. And really, love is not just about that. And I think you proved that beautifully with this piece.
That's right. Yeah. Friendship and in couples and just self-love. I mean, it's all out there. Just
intergenerational love.
Intergenerational, yeah. I love that. I love that little actress. Oh my goodness, she was so sweet.
Yeah. She was adorable.
She was.
And I think they all got into it too. I know that you cast for something like this. You know, you look for types, but it really seemed like everybody was buying into the underlying thought in the whole thing.
Absolutely, and our team really got on board with this, with the casting and bringing things together, and we went out to cast, and some of the people in there were actually team members that work here at Go West, which is it was really great. I was actually. Initially, I was supposed to be in the bar scene with Richard Yearwood. It was supposed to be the two of us. Richard's a great friend, and he works here. But I was like, you know what? I think I'd be a little busy during this, so we cast another actor in there. I think, you know, the showing all the different styles was just amazing, and ethnicities and ages, and all the different sides of it was really incredible.
Yeah, it was really inclusive. I just thought that was great. Tell us a little bit about, though, how you said this was a live performance, right? So how did that work, Mindi? What was going on there?
You know, it was so multifaceted what David brought into, you know, kind of play. He said, you know, I want to do these scenes with actors that would kind of bring to life people's experiences, you know, and whether it's a grandson and a grandmother, and maybe having different points of view, but finding this place of love together, and speaking to each other with respect, you know, or a family sitting together playing a game and working through all the, you know, emotions of that, or a couple, you know, whatever type of couple, gay, straight, you know, interracial, whatever it is, like finding that place that you can just be comfortable with them, or with your art, or with yourself. You mentioned it earlier, you know, it's so hard to love yourself sometimes. And that's such a a base thing for being able to love someone else. So whether it's me loving myself or me loving Eric and being in a great relationship, that makes everything easier. But loving yourself isn't easy right now. I watch our daughters, struggle. Social media is crazy with young girls. And I look at it and go, oh my gosh, what if we had to grow up watching those things that, watching fake stuff and people making their faces look different and their bodies look different. And it's just not reality. So to make this video and have David have this really cool representation with these scenes that he and his team created, it just brought it to life that we could see these people and see them living their own realities and finding this place of love and joy and just embracing it. So super fun for that to come to life.
Yeah. And so it took us about 2 days to shoot this, Pat. And we did the majority of it here in our studios here in Nashville, and we spent one night shooting out on one of the iconic spots here in Nashville called the Pedestrian Bridge, which is a bridge that leads from downtown Nashville into Titans Stadium. But Titans, nobody's on the bridge because Titans didn't do so well this year.
They'll be back.
Bitter. Right.
Bridge was cool.
Yeah, the bridge was great. But I wanted to have this idea where we would set up in the initial part of the video all these different vignettes, but then reveal towards the end that in the live performance scene, the whole audience are the people that are in the vignettes. That's right. So filling in the whole nightclub. And where I'm sitting right now is actually where we staged the whole nightclub scene. Was right here. And then we shot all the vignettes right inside of our Studio A, which is over my my left shoulder here, and which is really fun because we initially I get super excited about these things. I'm like, oh, we're gonna shoot here, we're gonna shoot in this location, shoot all over the place, and I can't bring it back. So it was actually the week of the shoot. I'm like, okay. So instead of shooting all around Nashville and all these different locations, what if we created all of those locations here in Studio A? Mm-hmm. And so we actually, when you saw all those different vignettes, it's all the same room, and we just used video projection on the walls to create these different environments, whether it's the outside in the park or the graffiti wall or whatever it is. It's just it was all video projection. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was amazing. You got to show it, don't you? You have kind of.
I'm look at this. I have a clicker in my hand, and there's images here, right? So as you click through, the projection of the family playing the games. It looks like the living room. Projection of the bar. So you just use the projection, and you just put some foreground elements in it that kind of tie it together, give it that reality. The couple in the park. This is actually a movie scene. But you can see them in the park, the concrete wall with the rock and roll cases. This one we actually played during the sax solo. You may have caught this. We actually put Mindi into the projection, so the projection was actually on her and on the saxophone to kind of like tip our hand a little bit. And then this one here is really, like I mentioned, my favorite, where this wall of social media posts that you can see when the actress Isabella is looking into the mirror at herself, and all of these posts of different things that people say, good, bad, indifferent, the way we're supposed to look. And she's just so, looking at herself with just so much self-love. I mean, I super teary just watching this segment. So. And yeah, I think Isabella might be here to join us.
Is Isabella joining us?
She is. She is here.
That'd be fantastic. Because one thing I could say just watching this, was just how everybody in the video was so into it. This did not look like acting or faking or anything else. Everybody was really into the spirit of this song and this whole project.
Right. Yeah.
So where's Isabella?
Can we bring Isabella
there
on?
She is. What's up, Isabella?
So
Thanks for
Isabella,
coming.
we know you're an actor and that, you get these assignments so that, you have to be whoever it is that they want you to be. But talk a little bit about doing this video and how much of what was going on in the whole video really resonated with how people feel.
Right. So this video is actually very interesting because I didn't really have to play an act. I felt very much myself in this video. They said, be, look at yourself with love and, don't worry about anything that's going on in the background, like the projections. And I was like, wow, this is like how I have to navigate through life, to be honest, like on social media and like just being so different. And I don't know, I felt very at home. David and Mindy were both so kind to me. The whole crew, really. Like, I just loved being there. It was probably one of my favorite shoots ever, to be honest. And I'm so happy to have seen the final product. I got teary-eyed watching it. You know what I mean? It was beautiful. You guys did a great job.
As a young person yourself, someone who's grown up around social media, how meaningful is that whole idea of self-love?
Right. It's super powerful because I do think that there is a lot of there isn't a whole lot of talk about self-love, like that is a very, very important part of life. And I think that starting that young, especially in your 20s, I think it's very powerful. You can navigate life a lot. It'll be a lot easier to just go through any type of hardship because like within yourself you've got your own back. You know what I mean? And I just think it's really, really like lovely.
And with all the negative images that we see, how important is it to have some really positive self-image building things like this out there in the universe? Because there's so much that's not like this.
Right. That's actually exactly why I got into, this industry, modeling and acting, because I wanted there to be some type of representation out there for other people who may look like me. You know what I mean? And I think it's really, really powerful because I didn't quite have that growing up for myself. And so I want other kids to have that. And I get comments on social media all the time from other people with birthmarks or parents of children with birthmarks who are like, wow, like it's really amazing to see the content that you create because like, I don't know, it's just powerful and it fills me with a lot of joy. So I'm just really happy that this project is now like out for the world to see and other people can take that away as well.
Hey Isabella, can you tell us just so everybody knows just a little bit about your birthmark? It was so beautiful what you had said about it. I think it was your grandmother or whatever what they called it. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you can see here, but it kind of resembles a bit of a sash, and somebody one day told me that it looked like a pageant sash, and I was like, wow, it is like that's my forever pageant. I feel like beautiful. Thank you. I totally forgot I told you about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't forget.
No, I so love that. I loved meeting you, and you're this beacon for people. That you can go through just having something different about you and say that makes me special. And I think so many of us go through life and we have something different about us that someone latches on to, and I know that I've gotten it a million times. Oh my gosh, you're a girl that plays saxophone. That's crazy. How did you come up with that? But it was something that I identified with and I was proud of. And I think it's how we approach ourselves and our love of who we are and what makes us special. And you inspired me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindy. Oh, it was such a pleasure to meet you. I'm so happy to be here.
And thank you so much
Isabel,
for taking time to join us too. This is fantastic. David, you guys did a great job of casting, I got to tell you. It worked.
Yeah, that's Aaron and Curry on my team. They handled all of that. They're amazing.
It's wonderful.
Thank
So
you,
Thank you, Isabella.
Thank
That
you,
was so
Isabella.
fun.
I understand that some fans are joining us too. Do we have some fans that are going to jump in on this conversation?
We do have some fans.
Who do we have?
From the office, we have Jim and Pam. So pick one.
All right. So let's hear from Jim. I think Jim Cooper is joining us now. Hey, Jim.
Thanks.
Hey.
Hi, Mindy.
So tell us
How's it
what you
going,
thought about
Jim?
working on this project.
Good. So, Mindy, I've got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
And I apologize if this has been already covered because we didn't hear the very beginning of your discussion with Pat. But could you tell us what the original inspiration was for the title and the melody of the song? And then secondly, I know you recorded the song for your album literally as the world was shutting down for the pandemic. And since that time, I mean, we've covered almost, 3 years now.
Yeah.
Your experiences during those 3 years leading up to and including the production of the video itself, how has that enhanced the meaning of the song for you?
Jim, you're a good question person. Good at this. I'll answer your first question. I mean, the song originally, I really wanted to just have a song that we could all sing and that we could all be a part of. It was a love song to all of us. And, I remember as a kid, Coca-Cola came out with this song, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Do you remember that? I loved that song, and I felt...
Hillside Singers, I think.
Hmm?
Wasn't it the
Was
Hillside Singers?
See? We all remember that. And
Yeah.
we all identified with it in some point, but they just had people of all different, walks of life, young, old, and, everything just kind of coming together. And, obviously it was an ad for Coca-Cola, but me and my little hippie mind was just like, yes, we're all one and this is amazing. And in my mind, we needed that. We needed that relevance of that thought process. That's why I wanted to write this song. And it was funny that Chris Weaver was a perfect co-writer for me. And we sat there and just talked back and forth in Nashville about how we live our lives and what the world is and what it means to us. And we had very different views. We did not agree on everything, a lot of things. And this song became this anthem that he and I created, knowing that people were like us. We came from different places, different thought processes, and yet we love each other and we have respect for each other. And we wrote this beautiful song together. And he's an amazing person. So that's where this song came from. And your second question, give me your second question again.
Well, I wanted to know in the 2 or 3 years since you originally recorded the audio version, leading up to the video production and all that you went through with the pandemic and the shutdown and everything, has that changed or enhanced the meaning of the song for you?
That's a great question. And that's something you just can't anticipate. While we were recording this song, it was this amazing period of joy. We're in the studio and I'm with my friends. The guy who played drums, Abraham Laboriel Jr., has been my friend since college. And, we get to be together. And Steve Perry from Journey walked in and starts singing. It's just this bigger than life, song for us. And then literally a few days later, the world shut down. I think we recorded this song on March 11th or 12th of 2020. And we all know what happened right then. And so here's this beautiful love song to us all. Let's get along. And then we're all separated from each other. And so that was a hard thing. And like you said, things morph and change. This song means so much more to me and a little bit different way now, because we get to be together again. And I think being apart for so long, for some people, has made them wary of other people. You know, some of us coming back in, we're like, is it all right to hug, or is it all right to be together? So I think it's just that reminder that we're all in this together, and it means so much to be back with everyone and in spirit, in person, and let's remember that we're so much the same. We're different in ways, but let's respect each other and love each other and keep each other in our lives and live this life with respect and love to each other.
Well, I love the song, and the video is tremendous.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jim.
And I understand that. Thanks, Jim. And I understand that we have Pam McGregor as well, who's going to be joining us.
We got everyone coming in. This is like a talk show. I like this.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, nice T-shirt, Pam.
Of course. It's good seeing both you and Pat and hearing the history, how it's made. We'd never know that it was made in a studio. I had no idea when I saw it the first time. I thought everything was outside, copy running around doing all this. But I think the most important thing this song means to me is your music has made my life so much better. It brings so much joy. Knowing you for all these years and experiencing what you do, and it's just such a nice feeling. And the people I've met because of jazz make my life that much better. I mean, I just think, I just got off the Smooth Jazz Cruise with you, and, you see about 100 people you haven't seen in years, and it's just like you were never apart, even though we went through COVID. Just wonderful. And I think one of the things I love is so many of your songs touch people, and where the inspiration comes from. And I think people need to know which album this is on, and what inspires you to do some of these other songs you have.
I love that. Thank you, Pam. The album that it's from, this particular song came out on my Forever album, and my band guys make fun of me because I say it. It's Mindi Abair Forever. It's a chant. It's that album title that has become Mindi Abair Forever, and it was an album of songs that were really personal to me, and I was writing them. At the time, I was kind of doing some more blues and rock, but yet I had these songs that I kept writing that were more melodic and kind of what I've grown up playing, and I kind of put them in this pile of like my songs. And so I created this album just really saying, this is a coming back to me. And this is a coming back to who I am as a woman and a person and a citizen. And what do I want to say? So there's a song, Fine Wine and Vinyl. Obviously, I married my love, my coolest guy on the planet, Eric Guerra, and we made our own business, Wine and Jazz. And that happened right before the pandemic. And so there's a song called Fine Wine and Vinyl. And there's a song called Where There's a Woman, There's a Way, which I wrote with my friend Jim Peterick, that is just all about the power of women and the women who brought us here, our mothers, our grandmothers, our friends who are strong like you, Pat. And then there's this song, Say It With Love, that, is more a love song to just all of us. So the songs on this record, thank you, Pam, for saying that and bringing up that aspect of this. There are so many of them are just really personal and things that I wanted to say as an artist and a person. And it's a very special record to me.
Yeah, I want to also give a special shout out to Pam, too, who is just one of the best fans of this music that we have, and especially of you, Mindi. And it's people like Pam that really keep this whole thing going. You guys have given your love to these artists, to this music. You've just given so much support. You've been like the advance team. There and getting other people to listen as well. And we love you so much, Pam. I mean, in everything that you do, I just want you to know how much we love and appreciate you.
Yeah. You are the heart. You are absolutely the heart. She'll go out there and dance, and everyone, she starts the dance floor.
She keeps it lit up.
And I send out my love to you because it just makes a difference. It got me through, the last few years without my husband, and life is good. And it's mostly because I celebrate so much with the music.
Well,
thank you so much.
We are your family and your friends, and thank you. Yeah.
There's a lot of love in this community that we have the profound pleasure to be in,
Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable. I'm overwhelmed by it. And I will never, ever take the love of people like Pam and Jim and Barb and, this whole, family of people who come to all of our shows and are such a fabric of our lives. And we're all in it together. It's a really beautiful family of contemporary jazz and smooth jazz. And it's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. I just wish more people would understand, sometimes you say jazz and they go, oh, God. If they only understood what we get out of this, it's just a whole nother world, it's wonderful. And it's great that I'm going to get to see you in March, April, May, and June. Consider you on the other coast. Yes.
Do this. Wonderful. I'm going to see you everywhere.
I know. I love it. It's
just
great.
Sing along with me on this song. I know you always do.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
Sing it out loud.
Sing it in harmony.
Sing it in harmony. Thank you so much, Pam, for joining.
Love you.
I can dance.
Yeah, there's a lot of love in this world that we live in. And, I think about it a lot of times, particularly when we're at festivals or at concerts or on the cruises, that if we could just take this feeling that we have in this community of music and spread it around the world, what a huge difference that would make.
I agree. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful camaraderie. It's a beautiful spirit. And we all come into music from our own worlds. And I know in our little world, there's so much respect for each other. And I know people come into our shows and come into the cruises and the festivals and just say, wow, it seems like you guys really like each other. And you cheer each other on and you go sit in with each other and and it is true. And it doesn't happen in every genre like this, that no matter if you're, male, female, gay, straight, big, small, black, white, whatever it is, you're family. And that's something we should all take into consideration.
Well, I got one last question I have for the two of you. And I want to congratulate you on a beautiful project. I hope that lots of people see it. I understand that after this is over, it's going to be available, right? Right, Mindy?
Yeah.
For people to download and to share. And it'd be perfect for Valentine's Day. Instead of sending a Valentine's card this year, why don't you email some special people this amazing video? You guys have done an incredible job. But what I want you to end with is really just any message that you have for people as we approach what is traditionally the most romantic day of the year. I personally think every day should be like Valentine's Day. But what do you want people to be thinking about? And why don't you go first, David?
Yeah, I just want people to think about who is it that who can you talk to tomorrow? Or who can you talk to differently tonight? Just, think about how you say the words. And, when my wife and I get into arguments, so often it's not what you said. It's how you said it, right? I've said that a million times, right? And it's like, and the same goes for me. It's like we don't think, right, that our words have so much power. So how can we just stop, take a breath, and just whatever we're feeling, just try to say it with love?
I love that. And I would say something very similar to what David said. It's about moving forward, and tomorrow's Valentine's Day. And of course, everyone gets lovey and gets their husband or wife, a bottle of Viva la Musique or, or roses or whatever. But it's that every day of how we treat each other and how we speak to each other. And if we come at each other with respect. And it's not about your significant other usually, it's about the person on the street or the person that you're I'm not sure where this person is coming from, what's going on. But if you approached them with love and from a place of peace, what a beautiful thing. So I would say I would love this video to just get out in the world and have people change how they speak to someone, or just think, oh, you know what, I need to talk to this person differently and make a little change in my life. And each one of those little, scenarios will make the world a better place. So yeah, we just put the video out on YouTube. So it's on my YouTube channel, official Mindi Abair. And I'm going to post it up on Facebook as well so that people can share it there. But, share it and share a little love and, love people a different way.
Only thing I would add to that is that tomorrow is the 14th of February, but why on earth does that have to be the only day that we're talking about love during the year? Let's make it a mission, really, to carry out every day should be a day that you show some love to someone. And send this video. I think that is a very cool thing to do. Well, thank you guys so much. Thanks, everyone who tuned in to listen to us today. David, what you have any new projects you need to tell us about? And Mindi, I'd love for you to do the same. Let us know what's going on with you guys.
Every day's a project here, right? I'm excited about a few things this year, working with our good friends Louis York and working with the National Museum of African American Music here in Nashville, getting some stuff going for them this year, and it's those music things, and also doing a lot of work in the spoken word community as well. Not as an artist, but as a producer. But yeah, those are the things that get me really, really excited about this year.
Yeah, well, I'm planning to come to the museum, so I'm definitely going to look you up when I get to Nashville.
Come on over. I'll give you a tour. Yeah.
Great place to be for music, that's for sure. What about you?
Oh, yeah. He does so much. You gotta follow everything he does. Just his company is creative and amazing and inclusive and doing all the right stuff that I can believe in and get behind. So cheers to you.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Okay, what am I doing? We're on the road. I'm going to Vancouver to play. I'm going to spend 4 nights at Jazz Alley in Seattle for Valentine's week. And they're serving our wine. So they've got Viva la Musique on the menu. They've got a few of our other wines as well on the menu, which is super cool. So my cork dork husband will be there with me through Valentine's weekend. And then we're just going off in a million directions. I'm going to host the Daytona Jazz Weekend. And we're just going to be everywhere. We've got our own, my Mindi Abair's Wine and Jazz Adventure in Sonoma. So we've got Vincent Ingala coming in to be my special guest, and Ellis Hall, who's one of my favorite human beings on the planet, coming into play. So it's all about making music and drinking some wine and doing it together with people we love. And that's a beautiful life for me. So that's what my year's gonna entail. Our wine club comes out with our shipment this week. So I know my beautiful husband is going crazy right now.
I got mine over the weekend.
You're going to have new wine this weekend.
I got my Viva la Musique over the weekend, yes.
I love it.
Well, that is a great way to spread love and to spend Valentine's Day and the rest of the year as well. And I plan to be doing some of those wine and jazz things Wednesday with you, Mindi, now that I am semi-retired. And I will add, just real quickly, I'd love for people to check out my new show, which is called Favorite Things with Pat Prescott. It's on WBGO, broadcasting out of Newark, New Jersey, but you can hear it on the app, on the WBGO app, or on WBGO.org. Having a lot of fun doing that.
You are the best. And I love listening to you, and you just bring joy with whatever you do. And I've listened to you for so many years. I just want to say, listen to everything Pat Prescott does, because she's just a power person, you know? But I just want to thank you, Pat, for hosting tonight and just making this so about love and changing the conversation of people from, you know, hey, I've got a rose for you and it's Valentine's Day and I've got a card, changing the conversation to, you know, a bigger sense of what love is, and embracing this video and being a part of this with us. It means so much. Thank you.
Thank you for asking me to be here, Mindi. It means the world to me. And I just hope that people will learn that and try to practice that love is, it also involves listening to each other, and also just caring about each other, checking up on each other. This is love in action. So let's do that, y'all, and celebrate Valentine's Day that way.
Thank you so much, Pat. You're awesome.
Thanks for having me. David, you're amazing. It's lovely meeting you, and I'll see you in Nashville.
Yeah,
Promise you.
You want to roll that video one more time?
Yeah, let's watch it one more time.
We're going to roll the video one more time, right? That's the way to get out of here.
Listen, enjoy, sing along, you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. This means so much to share this with you.
Sing it in harmony.
Thank you.
That's right.
You can say it in the sunshine, say it in the moonlight, sing it on Sunday. You can say